there, everybody. It's Ashley Bonnett with the District Group and EXP, and I'm here with
Tyler Stephenson with Farm Bureau Insurance.
And today we're going to talk to you about all of your insurance needs. Now, Tyler, obviously we work together with my buyers that I put under contract for homeowners insurance, but you do several types of insurance. What all do you do for folks?
Yeah, so for you, normally we start with the homeowners insurance, but when you bundle together, like with the auto insurance, we do other lines like your life insurance, your health insurance. If they own businesses, they have farms, all types of insurance, we can bundle that together to pick up extra savings for clients.
All right, so let's talk specifically about homeowners insurance. When I have put a client under contract and I make that introduction to you, because everybody knows Tyler's my guy, you've always taken care of Bobby and I and our insurance needs, so thank you for that. Tell folks a little bit about what you're doing, what you're looking at on your end.
We look at everything from the house itself. Traditionally, we'll look at things like the year of the house, the updates that are made to the home. A lot of times on the front end, when I'm working with the buyer, we can help avoid nightmares. Sometimes they don't realize there have been large claims on the home before. They can look and see how things have been repaired on the backside. So it just gives them an extra glimpse into more information on the home that sometimes is not found but through the insurance company. So we'll look through that type of items. And then the big things today are with inflation, making sure you have enough coverage on the home. We run a full residential cost estimator to make sure you have actual replacement cost on the property and not just what the sales price is.
So what you're talking about is maybe folks who bought prior to like 2019, this big inflation we've seen the last couple of years,
Correct.
The coverage on their home might be based on the market rates of those days, but we all know we've seen a hike in prices last couple of years, so you're making sure that folks are getting covered for the appropriate market value now.
Yeah, policies are designed for replacement cost, replacement at the time of the loss. So building costs of 2019 no longer apply today,
Right.
or even close. So we always make sure we insure them at replacement cost. And some tricky things there are land. In our area, a lot of folks do have an acre, 2 acres, 5, 10, and those make a difference because we don't really insure the land. So we can kind of factor that in as well to help save some money there with not over-insuring a home, but always making sure they're properly covered.
So I love what you mentioned talking about running a report in the background. Sometimes we talk with buyers about what's called a clue report.
Yes.
And talk about, and I've seen this actually benefit buyers. Either you found a major water claim, and that might explain some damage we see in the inspection report, but I've had it actually work once with a client where we found a water claim, we asked questions about what that was, turned out the refrigerator leaked, that it was a brand new refrigerator, and we found out there were some warranties that could be transferred to us because of finding out about the water claim.
That's correct. Anytime we run the report, it's anything from fire damage, which typically is normally disclosed during the process, but there could be smaller things like injury claims, damage to the actual home itself through water. It could be water pipes. We run a lot more water into homes these days through ice makers, dishwashers, refrigerators than we used to.
Yeah.
Most homes have at least 2 or 3 or more toilets, so all those are areas you can have claims. So it does help to know the full details before you jump in on a home. So it does help, and hopefully helps you guys and your clients as well.
It also helps us with getting an accurate quote on the insurance when we're figuring out how much your monthly payment's going to be before we put an offer on a house. You know, one of my my college girlfriends, you helped with that situation, and we were, every house we put an offer on, it was making sure, okay, we're on a tight budget. Tyler, get us a quote on this house. We know what the taxes are. Let's work with the lender now. All those pieces together to get a really good estimate of the monthly payment.
Yeah.
So I'm going to brag on you as a superhero for a little bit. There are a lot of insurance companies out there. There are a lot of companies who pride themselves on, oh, we'll shop for rates for you, we'll do this for you. I can't count the number of times you've had to come be Superman and fly to the rescue for a client of mine who maybe went with a cheaper option, just for them to, within a couple of months of closing on the home, that cheaper insurance option turned around and said, oh, your roof's over 10 years old, replace it or we're going to cancel you. Nothing's wrong with the roof. The inspection report showed the roof was fine, but there are insurance companies that say if it's older than 10 years, we'll cancel you.
Yeah, every company has different underwriting guidelines, and that it does play a big role where If I remember, we've had clients before that they couldn't get insurance because the back porch didn't have a certain type of railing
or trampoline
in the backyard, a certain breed of dog, different things like that, where some companies are very particular, others are not. Knowing how to navigate through that is really, really important. You also mentioned, talk about like shopping around for different insurance rates. We get a lot of that in the industry where people ask, what's the difference like in a broker versus an actual agent to help you out? And both are good in their own respects, but brokers traditionally move you from company to company from year to year, which kind of hurts you when it comes to claims.
Yeah.
Because you may have just switched to this company and you have a claim that year and that company wants to drop you because you have no experience. So I typically prefer being with a company more long term, as long as they're fair in their pricing, because that helps you when claims occur to kind of keep you, they have more to look at.
Right.
So that's a big deal for our clients. We're seeing that a lot with recent storms where people are getting canceled. And if it had some history, it wouldn't have been. So that's a big deal, having someone that you can be with long term.
So shop around and know that the cheapest option might not be the best option, because there might be some little caveats.
Sure.
And again, dozens of clients within a couple months.
Yeah, you want fair, and you want access to someone who can help you, but cheap is not always the best.
So Tyler, we're coming up on fall is officially here. We're coming up on cooler temperatures, fourth quarter, end of the year. What do folks need to know about insurance for this last bit of the year?
Yeah, so a lot of times people are coming into like budget season. They're going to go through a spending trend over the next few months that they haven't been doing. So with Christmas, they start thinking about budget. So I always recommend towards the end of the year, first of the year, that is a great time to look at your budget, figure out ways to save money. And typically something you're already spending money on is a great place to save money at. You're spending it somewhere. Can you find better pricing and better service somewhere? That's a great place. More practical are to look at things around your home. Frozen pipes have been, some years are an issue in our area and some years are not.
Like this past winter.
This past was a bad one. Years past where it stays a little bit warmer, more mild, it's not as big of a deal, but we don't know till it's there, and they can surprise you sometimes. So especially outdoor faucets, making sure those you don't leave water hose connected. That's a really easy way for those to burst. And then under the house, if you have an area that stays pretty cold, making sure you have some type of heat down there, keep water dripping, like the faucets drip during those real cold nights, to help just keep water moving in the house.
Especially if your pipes are older.
Older especially. And then a lot of times, like, houses that maybe like mobile homes that might have skirting under the bottoms that get a lot more cold. If it's not heavily insulated down there, it can kind of affect those pipes as well. So just kind of keep an eye on that. But keeping water dripping in the house is really big for keeping the pipes from bursting. And
then coming up on the end of the year here, it's time for a lot of people with their health insurance to reevaluate that, and you can help them as well.
Shifting gear, you have open enrollment one time a year for the under 65 and then for the over 65 as well. That form year, we partner with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. And with them, we're able to get really good pricing, and we can tap into the healthcare reform. So we can also get the subsidies for folks that qualify based on income. Nice. So all that's coming up over the last half of October, November, and part of December.
All right, so if you have questions for Tyler, comment below, reach out to him at...
You want email, you want phone number?
Both.
Email Tyler Stephenson at ncfbins.com. Phone number 336-764-5990.
And Tyler will take care of you.